Hello, this is Barbara Reed, the Wexford Stamper, and today we're going to be working with the Best Dressed suite in the new 2020 mini catalog that has just launched from Stampin' Up. And in that suite, we're going to be using the fabulous Designer Series paper here, and we're also going to be using the Dress to Impress stamp set here. This is a photopolymer set, and it has some fabulous images as well as some great sentiments. So we're just going to be using the Hello Fabulous for this project today. All right, let's take a look at these treat boxes. They are triangular treat boxes and they close in the center. And in the center, I just put a small tag here and I did some stamping here for the Hello Fabulous, and then I did some embossing with white embossing powder, and I used the Whisper White baker's twine to tie it all together. So these are real quick and easy to make, have lots of room inside for great treats, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this one here I used the lovely lipstick cardstock for the base of the box, and for this one I used the Blackberry Bliss. So for today's, I'm going to be using another choice from the suite, which is the Daffodil Delight. Okay, and just for the sake of time, I cut out a 1 3/8 inch circle, and this is what I stamped the Hello Fabulous and did my white embossing. Okay, and that's going to be our tag. So whatever the base color was for the box, that's the color I made the circular tag. So I'm just going to put that aside for now. Okay, so we're going to first be starting with a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. Okay, and this Daffodil Delight cardstock is cut at 4 by 11. So you can get 2 of these treat boxes out of 1 piece of paper. All right, I'm going to bring in my scoring board and I'm going to put the long side up here. And on that side, I am going to do my scoring at 2 5/8, 5 1/4, 7 7/8, and 10 1/2. Okay, don't worry about writing down these dimensions. I will have them all on my blog. All right, I'm going to turn to the short side now, and I'm going to score just once at 1 3/4. Okay, so that's all the scoring we're going to need to make this box. What the box really is like a box bottom, and then we're going to do some folding and tying at the top to make it appear like a triangle. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold on all the score lines. I'm going to use my bone folder to do that. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to hold my piece of cardstock so that I have my thin rectangles along the right-hand side right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and I'm going to cut up vertically on the thin rectangle and stop at the horizontal score line there. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a nip there so that there's a little bit of a wedge there. So when it fits together, we won't see that. All right, now these 4 sections here are going to create the bottom of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut up as I did before on the vertical score line and stop at the horizontal score line. Okay, and that's all we need to do as far as cutting for this. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my Designer Series paper on the box. So I have 4 panels here that I'm going to go ahead and adhere to those 4 panels at the top of the box there. Okay, the size of the panels are 2 3/8 by 2 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and take my Tombow And I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit on the back of each and adhere that to each of those sections. Now, I really do recommend putting on your designer series paper before you put the box together, because it's a lot easier to get a good firm adherence to the box when it's not all put together, because you have a firmer surface that you can go ahead and do your gluing to. All right, there are my panels all ready to go. Isn't that a pretty color? I love how that goes with the Daffodil Delight. Okay, that is all that we're going to need to do before we construct our box. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my tear and tape, and I'm going to put a small piece of tear and tape here on that thin rectangle that's still left. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to peel off the backing on my tear and tape. And then I'm going to turn it over on the back. And then I'm going to fold in my sides, and that will give me a nice exact line there for it to line up so the box will be nice and straight. Okay, now we've got our box together. We've got to work on the bottom. Let's turn the box upside down. And this is the bottom of our box. Now you're going to notice when you fold these in that they don't go all the way across to the other side, and that's okay. All right, so all you have to do here is take a piece of the tear and tape, and on the last flap in, as you're folding your bottom in, your bottom flaps in, you're going to put a piece of the tear and tape, and then you're going to pull off the backing. Okay, so I'm going to fold in these first two that are across from each other, and then I'm going to fold that one, and then this will be my last one folded in. Okay, then you can go ahead and push down on the inside, and there's your box. Okay, now to go from this to this is pretty simple. All you're going to really do is you're going to pinch in all four sides of the box, just like that. Okay, just very gently pinch in. You're just going to kind of put your fingers at the center of each side and then just pinch in like that. Okay, and there you're going to have your triangle box. Okay, so you want to push down on your box a little bit to kind of teach it where you want it to go. Okay, and then you're ready to go ahead and tie the box together. Now, before we can tie, we're going to have to go ahead and do some punching. Okay, so we're just going to punch 2 holes, and you could choose any side, but you're going to want to punch right on the line that you created from folding it in, just a little bit below that, and you're going to do the opposite side the same thing. Okay, so you have your 2 holes that are opposite each other. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to bring in your Whisper White Baker's Twine. This is a great thing to have on hand for all your projects. I'm going to take a nice big piece of that and get my scissors. All right, that's ready to go. And then one more thing I just noticed I didn't do. I want to make sure that I have a little hole in the top of my tag. So I'm going to take that same punch and put a hole right in top of the tag. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to string the string through the holes first, straight across from each other. One there and one there. Okay. Oops, let's try that again. I'm going to cut that off a little bit. All the strands didn't want to go through, so we'll cut him off and try him again. All right, get in there, you. All right, good. Okay, now he's through. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your string and go over under as if you're getting ready to tie a bow, and you're going to kind of squeeze it together at the top there. Okay, now we're not going to tie a bow yet. We want to give the bow a little more stability and a little more strength so that the box will stay closed. So you're going to go around once with each of your strands. Okay, you're going to go around once all the way around. And that's going to give your box a little more, actually it gives your bow a little more stability. So I went all the way around the box 2 times. You can see the 2 strands there. Okay, and now I'm back up on the top and I go over under like I'm going to tie a bow, and before I tie it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to string on my tag. Okay, and then it's time to make your bow. So we're going to go ahead and make our loops. And pull those through. Okay, and the good thing about tying bows is you can always go back and play with it a little bit, adjust it a little bit till you have something you like. I like that pretty good. And then you can go ahead